Builders. My name is Karen. This is Tim. We're two of the trainers here at the city. We're here for our second episode of Ask the Trainers. Ask the Trainers is simply this. We are going through the City Builders site. We are collecting different questions that come up that we think might spark some good discussion, and we want to just cover them from the different viewpoints of the different trainers. So we're going to go ahead and open up the box, and we'll start with the first question. This is regarding children's ministry. What are some good ways to get first-time parents to join the city as active users?
All right, man, there are a ton of ways to get those that are just coming on to start getting active. Engagement is going to be the key when it comes to anything on the city. Engaging. Most churches have great information that are going out to their new people and those members that are there. However, if you format whatever you're doing, whatever communication you're doing, in an engaging way so they have to or they get to communicate back, that's how you're going to get the most involvement. You know, if you use a children's ministry curriculum, like orange or, I don't know, purple or green, I don't know what the colors are these days, but definitely orange, you can embed videos, training, whatever you went through. As a parent, I would love to know what my kids learned, what I can speak to them about throughout the rest of the week. And so that's the engagement piece. Really just going to have to communicate to your parents. And it is going to be that relational communication that then allows them to communicate back, and that's how you're going to get involvement.
I think bottom line, when somebody is going through the check-in process, they don't necessarily know that there's actually a second step that they can take. So if they check in their child for the first time, unless we tell them that they're going to get an invitation to join this thing called the city, and we tell them what the city is and we tell them what the benefit of signing up for it is, they don't actually expect that information. So it starts possibly even before they ever step foot in the church. If it's on our website, maybe it's on a little card that we hand them. Oh, you're a first-time visitor. Here's some information on what's going to happen next. Any sort of follow-up, even if it's when they pick up their kids. Hey, don't forget to sign up for the city. But if they don't know that there's a second step or a second component, they're not just going to open up the random email in their inbox and click a link.
Yeah. No, I mean, a lot of times children's ministry is that kind of forgotten way to assimilate people into the body. So, awesome. All right. Question 2. What are the best uses for the different group types? Miss Karen.
Group types are my favorite. There are a handful of group types.
I thought I was your favorite.
Oh, beside Tim Zion, group types are my favorite thing to talk about. We have multiple categories of group types on the city. I think we're up to 14. And ultimately, not all of them need to be used. Some key groups that I think need to be used, the community group type, that would be for your small group. You can call them life group, small group, circle group. I don't know, we've got a couple of different types of them. But your small group function, you definitely want to be using that. To me, I think staff groups are beneficial to use for anything that you don't want to include in your general church health reports. So that could be a true group for staff, or it could be a group for the people that are learning how to launch the city. It could be your city core team. Another group type that I think is going to be helpful are your networking groups or your service groups. Both of those are groups that are searchable on the front end with filters. So it's important, if you are going to utilize those, that you utilize those well. People are going to want to use the service groups to plug in, but also the networking groups are one of the first connection points that people can get involved in. You do have the category other. That's not a catch-all for all of the other groups that you didn't know how to categorize them. That's actually a category that you get to rename to be anything that you want it to be renamed to. The only other one that I can think of would be maybe the campus groups if you're a multi-site church. The rest of them have special functions, but I think if for the time that we have, those are the key ones. What do you think?
No, I think that's exactly right. I mean, the best way to think of group types on the city, because that is sort of an abstract concept, is what special features do you want in the organization of those people in those groups? I think two groups that are underutilized, so not in your list, neighborhood groups, I do think they're great. They're kind of that not church level group, not campus level group, not as intimate as a small group, but somewhere there in the middle, all geographically based. There's more information on the help desk, or your launch consultant can definitely help you think through that. And then connect groups. It can be a little bit of a uphill kind of thought process to figure out how the features work, but as soon as you get it set up and you understand, connect groups can be amazing. Again, talk with your launch consultant there, and then walk through with them.
Great. We did cover a lot of groups in a very short period of time, so go to the help desk, look up any of those group types to find more information, or contact Tim. His cell phone number is,
True.
no, I'm
Yes,
just kidding.
100%.
Contact your launch consultant and we'll go over that information for you. All right, next question. How can you see all official members of the church?
Wow. Depends what you mean by official. No, I have all kinds of really bad jokes, I'm sure. All right, so how can you tell official members? It depends what designation you do. So the city makes arbitrary designations that are customizable. Just because someone's a part of your city, if that's what you mean by membership, well, you can get that information. If you've categorized people and said you are an official member, maybe there's a membership process, maybe you have that information from a previous database, you can select them as a member inside the city, which then allow you to communicate to that special group. But the way that you're able to see everyone, you go to your church level group, even if you're multi-site, everyone's in that church level group. Then you go to that as a group's administrator, and you go to that group, and then there will be the ability, when you look at all your participants, again from the administrative, there will be an opportunity to export all of those group participants online and offline. And so you will be able to export that. It'll be a CSV file, so you can open it up in Excel or anything really. And one of the columns there is member, if you've designated someone as a member, or if you're just looking for everyone who's on your city, they're all right there. So it's going to be an export. So much information can be exported. And again, help desk is going to walk you through. You can look and search for that as well.
I'll just touch on a couple of extra pieces. So again, different people are going to think of church members differently. So if the question's more specifically, how can I see everybody that is in my church or in my city? As any user on the city, any active user can see everybody in the church body. So on what we would call the front end of the city, we can go into the main church group. There's a little circle with 3 dots. We'd click on that to view the participants. So that's going to show us everybody on the front end who is in the church group. Can't be in the city if we aren't in the main church group, so anybody can see that. That would technically be your online church directory.
Yep.
On the back end as an administrator, what Tim is saying is we can go into any user's profile, push the button to make them a member, and then when we run that group user export, we're going to be able to see everybody who has had that button pushed in that spreadsheet. So that depends on somebody in your church taking the action to actually make somebody a member. Mm-hmm. If that's not done, the city's not going to know that they're a church member. And then we can do that export and see who is a member and who isn't. We can also update that information in bulk. Yep. And you can find that information on the help desk as well.
Perfect. One last, or wrap it up. I want to answer one more, but I'm getting the signal that says wrap it up.
It's so much fun.
We're having a blast. Hopefully you're having a blast listening to us ramble, but be able to talk through real questions that we do get every single day. So hopefully this is helpful. Please let us know if it's helpful. Sometimes the crickets are, heart it. Give us a little heart, and also make comments. Ask extra questions. These questions come from builders. We scour the internets for questions. So please let us know, and definitely let us know if it's helpful or anything that we can change. Be gentle, though.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Bonus points if you tweet us a question, just because I
Ooh,
think that
good
would be
one.
really fun.
Yeah, use the Twitter.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
So I will open up our little box here and we'll get started with our first question.
Should I
was gonna
guess?
introduce-
Should I
yeah.
guess? Should I guess?
Yeah, you should.
Do the Johnny Carson thing?
There you go.
Did we
Thank you,
do
guys.
that in one take?
I think so.